Alright.
Hi guys, Richard
Amanda and Benjamin.
from the Poke family.
Here again.
Here again. We've angled the camera a little bit differently today, and that's mainly because our poor little boy, Benjamin, is currently being afflicted quite badly by eczema, isn't he? And he's sleeping and very comfortable on his mother. So we've angled the camera so she doesn't have to move and risk waking him up, because
Hi, Amy.
he's not been great, has he? We've given him a lovely chamomile bath tonight though, and we've covered him in the beeswax cream that we've got. Yeah,
Baby lotion.
it's more natural than any like steroid cream or anything like that, so he's going to be alright. We're working on it. We're working on it. But he's very, very sleepy at the moment. Hello, Amy. So, stuff we've got to talk about tonight. I think there's all sorts of stuff on the horizon.
Anybody think it will winter and they were trying to keep us playing?
Yeah. So, I mean, and normally when I tweet about this stuff, I put like a few things that we're going to chat about, but there are so many things today to chat about. I'm probably going to, I can't read the chat from where
Amy
I'm sat.
says, sending Benjamin all my love. And then some mystic hearts.
Thank you very much, Amy. Thank you very much. So, there's so many things to talk about. I mean,
Is this one of them?
Wayfarers, Grotto, the fact that we've got a new gym. Yeah.
That nobody put me in while I was driving past.
I didn't have your phone, did I?
I don't know where my phone was.
Didn't have your phone. But anyway, there's a new gym in Hemmingfield. Obviously, that's the major news in Pokemon Go.
More
a
important
new
than
gym
anything else.
in our town, or in our village. But that's 3 now. We're up to 3 that we can see from our house within walking distance.
Rich, have you seen this? Have you seen this?
You mean
Are you ready?
Wayfarer?
Da, 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 da.
I have. That's another thing that we could chat about. I've put my first Pokestop submission in today. A very, very selfish one. Every week on a Thursday, we go to. Let's turn this off.
Possibly.
Every week on a Thursday, we go to a scout hut with a load of homemade kids who run around and play. But there are just no Pokestops. I mean, there's one that's quite nearby, and I put right next to the scout hut. I put in a play area, so that's going to go through. Hopefully, it's in Doncaster. It's miles away from where we normally play, but I wanted to give it a go. And play areas are pretty dead cert for going through. What's Amy saying?
Amy says lots of events to keep my bank account low near Christmas.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm gonna switch. So they didn't put this in the app for some reason. They've released it on their website, Pokemon Go Live, and November events. It's this super effective week. I'm actually quite excited by. And the reason why I'm quite excited by it, are you just playing with Wayfarer?
Yeah, sorry.
The reason why I'm quite excited by it is because it seems to be an attempt by Niantic. But it's just...
She says, totally going to try and nominate my house when I hit level 40. And then cried laughing. You need to make some really cool stuff up. Like, it were house that I don't know, some famous.
You see, the problem is it's a private residence, no matter what the history is. Unless it's open to the public, it's a private residence.
Open your house up to public, Amy.
So
maybe
like,
not.
You could have like if she lived in a big manor and some of it was open to the public to visit the history of the place, there'd be loads of opportunities for.
There you go. Open your front room up.
They shouldn't accept it.
Get people to come and show them some cool stuff.
That doesn't necessarily mean that they won't though, because it is player reviewed.
Good point.
It's not reviewed by Niantic. So even though Niantic set up the guidelines, I mean, I haven't done the survey yet.
Wait, hold on a minute. Has she not already got a gym like on her house?
You're just across the road, yeah.
Stop being greedy.
Yeah, but you can't get like research tasks from gyms, can you?
No.
And the items that come from gyms and the items that come from Pokestops are a bit different. You tend to get more Pokeballs from Pokestops and less revives and potions, and more potions and revives from gyms.
Yeah, this is true.
So, but I'm talking about a million things at once here now.
Sorry.
What am I talking about? Tell me what to talk about.
I put my fingers on my lips so that you can talk about what you want.
The reason why I'm excited about this super effective week is because it seems to be an attempt. No?
It says something about fairies are super effective.
Yeah. Did you know that fairy type moves are super effective in battle against fighting type Pokemon?
Oh.
What I'm saying is, it's an attempt by Niantic to teach people
the meta.
Yeah, like the top trumps type thing. You know, people come along and they say, "What's your best Pokemon?" Don't they? And I'm like,
Jigglypuff.
What? There isn't a best Pokemon. There isn't a Pokemon that is supreme over all others. They counter each other. That's how it works, isn't it?
It is.
So,
it depends what you're fighting me with.
Yes.
Depends
which is best. And it's an attempt because obviously people are struggling with these Team Go Rocket battles that are going on. The leaders are Arlo and Cliff and Sierra. Now, I agree that they're not easy. I've lost against them and had to figure out new tactics and new teams, but I know what's super effective against what I've got resistances against with the Pokemon that I'm using. It's an attempt by Niantic to educate people, and I'm excited about that. What are you laughing at?
Amy says her house is now its own sovereign nation, and she needs to stop.
And obviously they're releasing shiny tentacles.
Ignored. Totally.
I don't know what to say. I don't want to discourage people from attempting to make Pokestops, because attempting to make Pokestops is a huge part of the game now, isn't it?
Or attempting to make sovereign nations.
But you know, I can only advise them. I mean, I disagree with. I know from reading up about OPR, which is Operation Portal Recon, that's from Niantic's other game, Ingress. That there's like a meta of what type of things gets through within a local area. So if you travel and try to put a Pokestop in Wales, for example, what they accept as Pokestops might be very different to what is accepted here, which is strange because you've got the same guidelines, you know? Like around here, in our local area, in Barnsley and the surrounding areas, if it's a public house, if it's a pub that sells alcohol, almost guaranteed that it will go through. Even though they're not all historical sites, some of them are old, but not all of them, you know, quite a lot of them are new builds.
Yeah, but they're a place that people gather.
They are a place that people gather, but they're not massively of cultural significance. I know that Britain likes a drink, you know what I mean? But
hi, David.
It's not of massive cultural significance, but they are a dead cert. They don't really have, you know, individual ones might have historical value.
Yeah.
But not all of them. They are a dead cert. Whereas a cafe, a place that sells coffee and tea, or chocolate, etc., and will sell you a bun or a scone.
Coffee shop.
Not so much a dead cert, even though that is a place where people gather. The exact same thing. Some of them might go through, some of them might not, and this is why I'm hoping that people like that this Wayfarer has introduced new people into the pool that review the Pokestops.
Amy says everyone is going mad about Sierra's design, and I'm sat over here clinging to Arlo.
Hey David, why are people going crazy over Sierra's design?
I don't know.
I don't understand.
Me neither.
The way she looks. The screens. I don't know. I liked all the designs, to be honest. So yeah, the Wayfarer thing. I'm hoping that he changes things because like there's a huge discussion in the Barnsley area amongst Pokemon Go players as to whether red post boxes should be accepted as Pokestops. Where I think that they should, because red post boxes are culturally significant.
Phone boxes as well.
In Britain, yes. Red phone boxes.
Yeah.
The old red phone boxes. Because there's nowhere else in the world that you see red post boxes. It's a British thing. It's very culturally significant. It's also the reason why I think fish and chip shops should be an instant A-OK. What food is more culturally accepted as being a British food than fish and chips?
Yorkshire Pud.
There are no Yorkshire Pud shops.
Good point.
There are fish and chip shops. You know?
There's a few post boxes that inbred that are stops. One's a gym too.
I know of post boxes in Doncaster. There are stops. This gym, let me jump back to my game. This gym over here,
a post box.
The newest gym in our area, King George post box, but that's a special post box. That's been there a long time.
It's in somebody's wall.
And that's why it got okayed. Like the golden post box was for that's an Olympic one, isn't it?
I think so.
They are automatic AOKs because obviously they have a cultural significance beyond just being British. I just think regular red post boxes should be okay. It's a British thing, but apparently it's a huge no, and I get confused as to what the difference is between a cafe and a pub. People go there to eat and drink. Might not be alcohol, but why should that make a difference? It's different everywhere you go. Depends what they will allow to go through.
I need to get myself a post box then. We got to guess the Pokemon and the CP. No, just the Pokemon.
Just the Pokemon when we're playing Guess the Pokémon. There are 5 Pokemon in the pool, but we'll get to that. So the other stuff, obviously, here we go. Now I have to absolutely butcher the pronunciation of yet another legendary Pokemon. It took me ages to work out that Cobalion.
Oh,
It was called Cobalion, and not Cobalion. So I'm going to go and correct me if I'm wrong. Terrakion. It's obviously a play on terra firma, as in the earth. Yeah. But it's the next one, the next guy. There's 4 in the Swords of Justice gang. He's coming along. I don't know. These Swords of Justice seem like similar to Titans, to be honest, unless they do something. The Titans have had a sudden resurgence with the lock-on move, though. I'm actually looking at powering up one of my Regices now. I'm buying a second charge move on it. So maybe in the future they might come around, but I don't see the value in them. They're just a dex filler, it feels like to me.
David thinks that I'm going to get a Moltres and you're going to get a Zapdos. Amy says the Gen 5 legendaries look weird. Cobalion just look like a tall goat in boots.
Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some legendaries in Gen 5 that I think look awesome. I absolutely love Zekrom, and I love Reshiram. I think that they're pretty unique takes on dragons. I think that Game Freak almost universally nail legendary dragon designs. Some of them I'm not super keen on, but they look okay. I think my least favourite so far is Palkia. Its head is too small. Unless it keeps its brain somewhere else in its body, that Pokemon is stupid. Like, lacking in intelligence. But I quite like the dragon designs. But yeah, these Swords of Justice, I think Terrakion looks better than Cobalion. So it looks better, at least. But it just doesn't look upon looking at its stats. I mean, I could be wrong. There could be a place in the meta, but I don't see that it's gonna make a dent in either the rock or the fighting meta. I don't know. But, I mean, look, we're just going down the list. Friend Fest. Celebrate the spirit of family and friendship with the first ever Friend Fest. Encounter family-themed Pokemon such as Nidoran male and Nidoran female. Their evolutions are more in the wild. Now this, I'm excited about. When they released shiny female Nidoran for International Women's Day, it was around for like 2 days. I didn't get one. Didn't get shiny. And this is another opportunity to get that. I did get a shiny male one when they brought that out, but so there's loads of stuff coming, guys. Loads of stuff coming in Pokemon Go. There's loads of stuff happening, and it is becoming, like Amanda said, almost uniform. Winter comes in the northern hemisphere, and Niantic pound out a whole stream of events that are interesting and want to keep you involved because they know that it will drop off otherwise. The summer is dedicated and entirely connected to the event circuit. You know, like GoFest and Safari Zones, etc.
Yeah.
It's completely dedicated, and the a lot, not all, but a lot of the events are connected to that. Come winter, it's time for them to push out a new generation of Pokemon. It's time for them to reinvent a few things. It's time for them to. I mean, look at what's happened since the weather started to turn. We've had the Team Go Rocket leaders come around. We've had Giovanni come around. The first ever recurring special research, which I've been saying that they should do for a while. A recurring special research. We've got the first generation Gen 5 raid bosses. They're not the best, but new raid bosses are always a draw. I've been genuinely surprised at the level of commitment people have had to the raid hours, but that's just because it's a new raid boss.
I think that raid hour in general does quite well because everybody can put it in the diary. It's something that
they're guaranteed.
Is not changed. Yeah, it's not
that
changing.
That is something that I do like about it. That it's guaranteed. People can come and make sure they've got an hour to do as many raids as they can, and I really like that.
I mean, we've got people that come in the uniform from work or on the way to work, and they've just said to the boss, "Look, I will be in, but 7:10. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or can I leave at 6:10?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like
it works, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, look at Joey came in his little Licky Bow the other day. It looked brilliant. He did. Well
Thanks,
done, James. Red Ice is good for Cliff, I think. Amy says.
What's that?
What were you looking at? What got your
Something
attention?
came up on my. I've got an alert. Look, but it's not appearing on my phone, but it is on my.
Oh, I see. Right. Okay.
You guys can't see. We've got another computer. I've got a computer that I use for editing, and it's on the.
We've only just got it,
and big screen TV.
We're still trying to work it out.
We're still working out a few kinks.
It's very powerful. Apparently, if we can tap into that power. Anyway, Amy says Red Ice is good for Cliff. I think.
I found that Red Ice, and I used a completely unpowered level 20 Red Ice. When battling Sierra. Now, it's not good for all team makeup, but she starts with a Sneasel, which is a nice dark type, that often has ice type moves. And her second Pokemon can be a Lapras, which is an ice type, an ice water type, which means Red Ice should resist all those moves that are coming at it, so take reduced damage. And it has access to Focus Blast, which is a fighting type move, which is super effective against ice. With Lock On, you can generate energy fast enough for a single bar charge move to be worth it, in my opinion. And I've successfully used Red Ice against Sierra. So I think that Red Ice is certainly worth it. Is it Cliff where Blizzard is more effective? One of them.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, one of them, Blizzard, is more effective than Focus Blast, which is why I'm powering mine up and giving it 2 moves. I'll have Focus Blast and Blizzard.
Fantastic.
What's this? James.
So, yeah.
I can't read the chat.
It says, I don't know if you've ever heard of Trans-Siberian Orchestra, but got to see them in concert and it was amazing. So obviously, as you do,
You looked them up.
you looked them up. And this is what we found. And a rock band founded in '96. Paul O'Neill, John Oliver, and they're doing a UK tour.
I might have heard of them in passing. One of my friends might have.
Symphonic metal, progressive rock, heavy metal, Christmas, hard rock, neoclassical metal.
I might have. Yeah, I might have.
They run with
definitely heard of
Atlantic,
these guys.
Rhino, Republic, Lava. Yeah. Anyway, I think in the game I am friends with the whole family. Yes, I think you are, David. Amy, I beat Cliff first time with Lucario, Regice, and Swampert. Ooh.
I lost against Cliff with those exact 3 Pokemon, and I think it's because my Regice wasn't quite powered up enough. I only just lost against Cliff, and I didn't have time to have another go at it. Amanda was waiting for me, so I left it and ran off and did another team. I did Sierra again and beat her again, first time. But it was so close, and if my Regice would have just been powered up a little bit more, but he still sat there at level 20, and I can't decide whether I'm going to buy the second charge move first or power it up. I think I'm leaning towards power it up because I can just use TMs to switch between the moves that I need for now. But that's going to use up a lot of TMs, isn't it? But
I submitted my first 7 Pokestop submissions today. Richard did one today as well, didn't you?
Only one today. I definitely want to have a look around the area. Look at this, James. We've got another gym nearby. There it is, the King George post box. It's on the horizon, but it's nearby. It's within walking distance. You can walk to it. But I'm definitely going to have a look around my local area to see what I can submit. I'm definitely interested in submitting more Pokestops around here because it makes it easier for me as a content creator to be able to run out and do something quickly. Because one of the problems that we have is time, essentially, isn't it? For creating content, because we work, we home educate our children, we've got a house to run, etc. And this, like the Poke Family YouTube channel, is like a work of passion. We love doing it. We spend a lot of our what?
No, I'm just gonna correct James. Is that all right?
Yeah.
He says, "Wow, 3 gyms. I remember when you first started, there was only 1 gym. We didn't even have 1 gym, James. We stayed until we did 2 years of Pokemon Go with 1 Pokestop in within 3 miles of our house. There was 1 Pokestop, and that was it, the Albion." And it was when one of our friends put down at the bottom of Tinglebridge Lane, the Pokestop at the bottom of Tinglebridge Lane, that then became a gym. That was a Pokestop originally, the Elverty Castle, and that made ours a gym, if I remember right. No?
No. This stop got put in first.
Ah, right, okay.
And then that happened. And gradually it's grown.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who play Pokemon Go in our local area who actually leveled up Ingress accounts just to put Pokestops in. Now obviously Wayfarer's in, so there's a lot more people got access to putting Pokestops in. So hopefully we'll see more stuff around our area.
So David says, "I thought work was getting in the way of time. It really is. I'm coming off maternity leave very shortly, and it's playing havoc with me. I'm really struggling with it, aren't I, getting back to work?" James says, "You're right. It was just a stop. I knew you had something, lol." It's true. It was just a stop, and you always felt hard done by, didn't you?
Yeah, it was difficult. It's not that we don't have a car. I mean, at the time I didn't drive. I do now. But it's just making videos is more time consuming than you would think. The process of going out, planning a video, making sure you get the right footage, making sure that you've got the right screen grabs on your phone, coming home, editing it, exporting it from the editing suite, uploading it onto YouTube, and making thumbnails and all the other stuff. I love doing it. It's amazing. It's a great experience. It takes time, and sometimes there can be issues with any and all of that process. Just the other day, we filmed it, and it's up on the channel. We managed to rescue it, but the wire that connects the microphone to the top of our camera wasn't quite plugged in properly. So
you were rushing, weren't you?
Yeah, the audio was a bit patchy, and we managed to rescue the audio by grabbing it from somewhere else, and that took time to figure out and sort out.
So David says, what are both of our jobs? We are both children's entertainers. I do balloon modelling and games and things like that with the children, and Richard does the music and DJing. It's not a particularly we don't do adults discos because neither of us are particularly great at music and remembering all the older or newer. It's like there's just a bit in between where we do know, isn't there? And we're not that interested in it all. But I enjoy children, and
children's entertainment. It's a lot of fun.
I used to childmind, and we no longer childmind because we have our own family, and Richard and I both do the children's entertainment discos.
We do have another job that we do, and we're not really supposed to talk about it, are we?
No, stop talking.
So it's
stop talking.
It's not like we're not spies.
We are spies.
We work for companies.
We work for companies. That's it.
Delivering information.
That makes it sound even worse than spies.
We can't tell you guys. We can't tell anybody. We're not supposed to tell anybody. I think I've mentioned it on the channel.
We have told everybody before.
But we're not supposed to.
But we're not supposed
it can lose work for us, unfortunately.
We've been told off.
Yeah, it can lose work for us.
So, I'll DM you. Oh dear. Are the undercover taxi drivers? That's exactly what we are.
If we
undercover taxi drivers.
Both myself and Amanda. I mean, the dream is. I mean, it's difficult because you don't want to come across on your channel as being the only thing that we're interested in is making money out of doing the YouTube videos, because that's not true.
Richard and Amanda are secret agents, confirmed.
But obviously, if the channel was to take off, and
we wouldn't have to work.
Then we would
travel more.
We'd do more content. We'd travel more. We'd definitely go to all the events worldwide, etc., etc., etc. And that is the dream. But we don't do this to make money. We do this because we like doing this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean,
it's one. It's
let's
like
face it. Through all this stuff, it's like
both two sides of a coin, isn't it?
Yeah.
It comes with it. If it gets big, then you put more time into it because it is
let's face
paying
it,
for you to live.
We've been going live twice a week religiously through having a baby, being pregnant, having a baby, having a newborn.
Yeah.
Like literally, we didn't stop even to birth him.
No, I know.
We were on like the night after or whatever it were. I can't remember now.
Yeah, I know.
So it's
we love it.
You don't do that with something that you don't absolutely love to bits. We
Quite
do.
often content of
really
mine gets
it.
pushed to the wayside. Stuff that I filmed on the big camera, with the to be edited and stuff, gets pushed aside because I don't have the time to sit and edit it, and by the time I do, it's really outdated, like stuff that
we do keep everything though, and what I have considered is doing some sort of like year. What's it called? Like a roundup, so that there's just like the highlights of what the things that we've done that have never actually been aired. because it's just been too difficult for us to sort it out with Benjamin.
I do still
and
intend
the
to
other
do a
boys.
Team Go Rocket video.
Blooper reel.
Just because
oh my goodness.
I love that stuff. I love the Go Rocket stuff. I think it's one of the great additions to the game. I think Niantic have been knocking it out of the park. And,
Could you imagine a blooper reel? I've still got... Do you know what, Amy? I've still got the missing Gengar footage from the Gengar Raid Day with Amy and Joe in the car. Do you remember it?
Yeah.
It was hilarious and we couldn't find it.
A great day.
And I've still got it. I've got it.
Still lots of fun.
I'm going to make that video one day.
Anyway, it's time, guys, to play Guess the Pokémon. I feel like one of those guys that has to repeat the same thing like over and over and over. If this is the first time that you guys are watching our channel, at the end of each week, you collect 7 stamps from completing research tasks, 1 a day, and you get a research box that has a Pokemon in it. We play a little game every week on our live. If you guess what Pokemon comes out of this box correctly, you get some points. It gets added to our league ladder, and at the end of the year, which is coming very soon,
someone will be crowned.
Someone will be crowned will be champion
or queen
of 2019. Guess the Pokemon / CP champion of 2019.
So David says, I've heard a rumour Galarian forms might be coming to Pokemon Go soon.
I have seen a data mine that has Galarian form Pokemon in it, in the app as we speak. I have got absolutely no doubt whatsoever that they will do something to celebrate the launch of Sword and Shield through Pokemon Go. It is unfathomable for them not to do that, in my opinion. They would be missing a treat. The amount of people that they will get. The amount of people that they will get jumping on.
Jumping on.
The amount of people that they will get jumping onto Sword and Shield through Pokemon Go is unreal.
So Amy's wetting herself. Oh my god, we need that footage. That day was great. David, Moltres for Amanda, Zapdos for Richard. James, Amanda Moltres, Richard Groudon, no shinies. Amy says Amanda Kyogre, Richard Moltres, and James says I will be champion! !
Well, there will be times like that coming again soon, I'm hoping, Amy. At some point in the future, I can't say it's the near future, but at some point in the future, we are going to be moving up from a 5-seater car to a 7-seater car, which means we'll have 2 extra seats. Because the problem that we've got at the moment is, before little Benjamin came along, we had at least 2 spare seats in our car. Now,
we only have 1.
We only have 1.
If we don't bring Jonathan out.
Yeah. So, it's a bit, it's not really doable to put people in the car for raid days or whatever. It's just not doable.
Richard always does streams when you're out. I want some streams from you, Amanda. Interesting, Dave. I have been considering. I have a YouTube channel of my own that is just used for test footage only.
If you guys could find it, you'd see all sorts of stuff.
It's really bad.
Yep.
And I have considered.
We did a test stream for from the Switch, didn't we?
We did
recently on there.
There might even be naughty words in there.
Yeah. Which we don't do on our proper channel. It's a family-friendly channel. It
is. So if you can find it, and it's not the Poke Family Amanda one that I comment with, just so you know, I've thought about doing sort of a what's Amanda up to. It won't be Pokemon Go as much as it is on the on Richard's channel, but I have considered doing a sort of like what am I up to kind of channel. I much prefer the seeing the sights and the history of places and the travelling in general. I really, really want to travel the world. I want to see it all. I want to experience. I want to, when I get to the end of my life, I want to have seen more than Barnsley. It's a lovely place.
Which we have
but
through Pokemon Go. We've
do you know
actually
what I
gone
mean?
to quite a lot of places.
I want to see so much
through
more.
Pokemon Go, but
I want to see the
there's a lot
culture.
more we
I
wanna
want
go.
to. I want to
Okay.
experience the culture. I want to know what it's like to live in different places.
Although recently we did have a discussion about whether Amanda would stream Raid Hour
yeah,
once. The problem is that we have at the moment is,
you don't have milk.
yeah, the baby is fed with breast milk, which I can't do.
I think you're just not trying hard enough, if I'm honest.
So, that at the moment, maybe when the little Mike gets a little bit older, that will change, and Amanda might stream a Raid Hour.
Yeah. So Amy says, and you can't have the Amy Joe banter with just one of us. That's true. Davey says, how can I get to Amanda's channel? Link, please. Oh, you have to try harder than that. I'm sorry. It's really bad. Really bad.
There's the original footage of our intro on there.
Is there?
Yeah, from way back when. There's,
oh gosh.
Yeah, there is really like proper behind the scenes stuff just sat there on YouTube that we like. I think there's test streams from when we first started streaming.
Do you know what is actually on there?
What?
Mine and my friend's rendition of Let's Go Driving or something. I can't remember. I can't remember what it's called.
You were stuck in a traffic jam,
we were stuck in a traffic jam,
singing to kids who desperately needed toilets, try and distract them.
And were starving to death. Yeah, in the rain. So that was fun. Amanda is the Mystic 7 scenery shot channel. Yeah, probably. I think Benjamin is asleep. Yes, he is. Amy puts on FBI glasses. I must find this channel. I think it's got Jonathan playing Mary Had a Little Lamb on the piano as well.
When he was really tiny.
Yeah, on the keyboard.
It was 15 like yesterday.
He was 15 yesterday. His birthday was yesterday.
There's a video on there of him like.
He was 5.
Yeah, 5 or 6. Anyway,
so yeah,
it's time to play Guess the Pokémon.
So I've had it a long time.
Time to play Guess the Pokémon.
Do you know what?
Time to play Guess the Pokémon.
I'm gonna give FBI a little hint.
Don't. It's not fair. That's being favouritist.
What? No, I'm gonna say it out loud.
Oh.
So, if you're really, really, really interested, and you want to try, I had another name on my Pokemon Go before I changed it to Pokefamily Amanda, and that is a clue to my alternative email address.
So if you dig around in old videos,
you might find
the
me. I don't know if I were ever on it in the old times.
Well, maybe you are. I can't remember.
Well,
maybe you are.
Either. I remember your first ever live from South Korea with that little face that just got your eye.
Back when YouTube did their own gaming thing.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we had to use second party ones because I don't know why they shut it down. Crazy.
Anyway, here we go.
Well, they made it so you got to 1,000 subscribers before you're allowed to use it.
And then they just shut it down altogether. Yeah.
Here we go then. 3, 2. What's
my legs have gone numb.
I know. Amanda fell off edge of earth then for a second.
Edge of earth.
Oh, she just moaned and that's over. 3, 2, 1. I got Groudon.
I don't think anybody said Groudon or Kyogre.
I got a Groudon, not a shiny.
Let's have a look. Oh no, Richard Groudon for James! Oh!
He will be champion, won't he?
He will.
You should switch to, hey, Pin Up Life.
Well done.
First ball. You should switch to Team Valor.
I said Groudon! Exclamation mark.
Really poor IVs. That's like 11, 13, 12. Bad. 6 Groudon candy though.
I got Amanda. Does she mean that she got me? She guessed me right, or does she mean that she's got me on?
Oh, I haven't got an egg in. No, I do.
Did Amy mean she guessed me right, or did she mean that she's got me on YouTube?
I don't know. Maybe she does.
Oh no, yes, she guessed me right. She guessed Kyogre. Thank goodness for that. Phew.
You.
Maybe Valor in 2020. Maybe Valor in 2020. I guess Kyogre for you and Maddie. Yes, you did.
Valor for life, James. Valor for life.
How do you do it? V for L.
Valor for life.
Yeah. I knew it was something like that. Kyogre.
Catch this Groudon. Not Groudon.
Well, do you want
that
Groudon as well?
I've already caught the Groudon.
That's a
First
funny
ball
looking
would have
Groudon.
been up there.
Yeah, sure.
I'm still waiting for you to catch yours. Shh. You hit it at least.
Richard, we
Yes.
could fall out, darling. Husband, dear.
In the Poke family, I'm the seemingly. I don't want to have a big head, but I'm the best at throwing Pokeballs in Pokemon Go, aren't I?
No.
No.
I just pretend to make you feel better.
Yeah.
I just pretend to make you feel better about yourself.
Would you like me to do it, darling?
No, darling, I'm okay.
You really wouldn't.
I really wouldn't.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but we'll probably be sat here for the next about 3 hours.
Don't.
Waiting for a man.
Oh, guess what I found? Oh no. Amy says, guess what she's found?
Has she found the channel of doom?
I think she might have.
I think it might be time to end the live.
Not because Amy's found the channel of doom.
Because our baby's woken up and needs attention, don't you, sweetheart? Hello, darling. Hello. You have a good sleep on, mummy. Good boy.
FBI strikes again.
Have you found it, Amy? Don't tell anyone. It's a secret.
It's a very big secret.
It is a huge secret.
That is literally where we put everything. There might even be
you're off
footage.
the edge of the screen a little bit, look.
There might even be footage of you on there, Amy.
Maybe.
Talking of you on there. From when we did an unsuccessful raid train.
Yeah.
Can't remember what we were doing now.
No, I can't.
Which legendary it was.
Anyway.
But yeah, I think you're on there for that.
That is the end of our live show. Because we'll be waiting all night for her to catch this Kyogre. That's the you guys.
Runs away with the secret never to be
shared.
shared.
Hello, darling.
See you soon, guys. Bye.